I grew up without a father, and so I was very misdirected as a youth. My mom and grandma tried real hard, but I got into drugs at an early age. I was in and out of jail for years and years and years and years and years, and I kind of moved all over the map, never really had any stability anywhere. Or I was coming out to Houston looking for work opportunities, and they didn't really pan out, and I wound up strung out in the street for a good while. There's a guy that, if you got high with him, well, then he would let homeless people stay overnight from time to time, get you a spot on the floor in a shower, that kind of deal. So me and a couple of friends did that, and then the next morning we all left, and they were going back over to our normal spot, and I just felt like sitting down at this bus stop. A lady walked up, and she sat down, and I smiled and said hello. She smiled and said hello, and then so we just kind of started talking, and I asked her where she was going, and she said, "I'm going to church. You want to go?" And I'm like, "No." Well, I just asked her, making conversation. I said, "Where do you go to church?" And then she said, "Lakewood," and it took me a minute, but then it rung the bell. That was Joel Osteen, and I just recently started kind of watching his sermons quite a bit, last time I'd been locked up.
So in 2015, Nate Morris showed up at church, and I immediately felt a connection with him and started connecting with him and helping him on this journey.
I was a homeless guy, and they treated me like just anybody else next to them. They showed me a lot of love, and I still struggled on and off a good while into going to Lakewood, disappear for a while.
Sometimes he would leave the church for weeks at a time. I remember the first time he came back to Lakewood after being gone for a while, he was really reluctant and afraid of how I was going to react. But then when he finally connected with me and I just hugged him and just showed him love, unconditional love during that time, and just accepted him, he started to learn that, I wasn't going to judge him, that I was just going to accept him right where he was.
I would just show back up, and then usually one of the first people I would actually connect with or run into would be John. He'd spot me across the room, and I'd even be trying to hide from him sometimes, and he'd just buy me a meal and tell me I look great.
What sauce did you put on that?
That's pre-marinated chicken fajita. I can't take credit for that.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people would give up on somebody, a long time ago after everything, I've been through since I've known John. But he never did, he's just been there for me,
He was down and out, he was on the street, he was struggling, but he kept showing up and he kept trying. And so I saw the potential there and just felt that compassion to really help him get back on his feet. One of the greatest things was to see him change to where he didn't struggle with a lot of the things from the past, the hurts, the pains, the things that he grew up with that caused him to disconnect and not trust people. And all of a sudden he was free from those things and those struggles and could really connect with people in a new way.
I've seen a lot change in my life in the last 4 years. I did go through anger management. I went through most of Maximized Manhood. I've been to 4 men's encounters.
I feel like this journey has been as much about Nate and his house. When Hurricane Harvey hit, his childhood home flooded. We made a decision to come alongside him and help him rebuild.
Woo! Just got a lot of things going on in my life that I never would have had before. We have a car, got married, we have a house.
It's just been an incredible journey seeing from where he was to where he is.
5 years ago I was strung out. I had nothing. God gave me a reason, told me a sense of purpose in life.
The thing about Nate that really encourages me is if God can do it for Nate, he can do it for anyone.
Just never give up, and even if you fail, it's not the end.
Not only did Nate get rebuilt, but his house did as well.
I'm just really excited to see where God's going to take us.